Good morning. Hello, welcome to the Universalist Unitarian Church of Peoria. Our mission is embracing freedom, loving inclusively, growing spiritually, and healing our world. My name is Lindy Peterson. I am the Vice President of the Board of Trustees, and this year I've had the pleasure of leading the senior high youth group for their religious education class. Ours is a liberal religious tradition open to all, regardless of ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, creed, politics, or other distinction. This congregation has existed since 1843 and was once the largest Universalist congregation in the country. Before that, and for many years, this land was part of the area where the Peoria people of the Illini Confederation made their home. We acknowledge and honor them for who they were before their forced removal, and we honor their resilient community that still thrives today on the land they were removed to. Let me thank you for joining us today, whether in person or online. If you're new, thank you for choosing to spend some time with us this morning, and if you'd like to help us get to know you better, you can choose to wear a name tag. In addition, we invite everyone to stay after worship for visiting in Fellowship Hall or in the Zoom room after the service. Please take a moment to turn your devices to worship mode. That's going to be either silent or vibrate. I believe we have a slide to help you if you need help with that. So, some announcements. The salad luncheon and the jewelry exchange are both happening after worship today. The salad luncheon is the time of year where we invite the congregation to donate to the minister's discretionary fund. Please give generously as you are able. The caring committee will be collecting a suggested donation of $3 a child or $5 per adult with a cap of $15 per family. Also today, the organizational meeting for Just for Fun, which is a new group forming at the UUCP, will be happening this afternoon at 1 p.m. on the patio. Come join Roy Siebold and Julie Jocelyn. Next Sunday is the bake sale for intellectual freedom. Donate or purchase baked goods to help support our local NPR station. See Katie Jones for how you can participate, and plan to spend some time after you buy your treats to talk with Reverend Jennifer about other actions the church should be taking to support resistance in this current moment. The deadline to nominate someone for a volunteer award is tomorrow. So many people do so much for this congregation, and we'd like to make sure that they are recognized. There are nomination forms out in the atrium. An electronic form has been sent out with the Friday news. You can either give that to the office or you can give it to me. You can also come talk to me or email me directly. So finally, mark your calendars for our end of year events that are on the horizon. The Flower Communion and Spring Congregational Meeting where we approve the budget is on June 1st. And the church picnic, once again hosted by Martha and Tom down at the Herm Farm, will be on June 8th. We hope to see all of you at both of the events. So now I'm going to ask Galen Fadley to come up for an update from the annual campaign team.
Good morning. We are rising to the moment. In these uncertain times, members and friends are investing in our church, and the church is showing up for love, justice, community, growth, and freedom. We are getting so close to our goal. Thank you to the 155 families and individuals who have already made their financial pledge to the church. Together, we have pledged over $334,000. This is 91% of the way to our goal of $366,000. We also are continuing to be on pace for the necessary increase of on average of 10% per pledge. With your help, I'm sure we can get all the way there. As announced last week, the current total has crossed our final threshold, and we will have pie for pie. Please enjoy a slice of pie for dessert after the annual salad luncheon today. As a reminder, you do not have to be a member to pledge. In fact, almost 10% of our pledges come from non-members. And for new or reinstated pledges, we have a one-to-one matching program, so this is a great year to start or resume your pledge. We are just 2 weeks away from the congregational meeting where the budget is voted on. If you have not already done so, please get your pledge in as soon as possible so the decisions around the budget can be finalized. If you need a new form or help with pledging online, please find one of the annual campaign members wearing these silly hats. We would be happy to help. As an incentive to get your pledge in, there will be a drawing during coffee hour and the salad luncheon for your choice of one of 3 donated gift certificates. The drawing will be at noon, so there is still time to get your pledge in today. Thank you again for investing in our church and for rising to the moment. I'd now like to invite Steve Fairbanks and the youth to provide a special testimonial.
Good morning, and thank you, Galen. Imagine, if you will, what sort of lives our UU teens would have if the doors of our church were to be closed. Where would our young people, like these teenagers, go to be free, to be themselves, to laugh, to cry, perchance to dream? Please be generous with your donations so that our young people may thrive and share our UU principles with the world. Nate and Gunnar, let's hear it. Nate and Gunnar.
Thank you, Steve. So today's service has been planned and is being run by our senior high school RE group as part of this year's coming of age class. So they chose our readings, the hymns, the order of service. They're helping with tech. I'm standing in front of you now because they decided I should. So please note the structure of the service. It's a little different than normal. Instead of one sermon at the end of the service, there's going to be several shorter messages in different parts of the service. We invite any children who wish to stay to hear the senior high youth messages to do so, but the younger children or anyone who would like to be released to RE will be able to do that after the time for all ages like normal. RE is going to be one room for everyone today instead of being broken up into classes. So now I'm going to invite Nate Price forward for the opening words.
We are people of all ages who enter this space, by Carol Meyer. We are people of all ages who enter our space, bringing our joys and our concerns. We come together in hope. We greet each other warmly with our voices and our smiles. We come together in peace. We light the chalice to symbolize our interdependence and our unity. We come together in harmony. We share our growths and our aspirations. We come together in wonder. We share our losses and our disappointments. We come together in sorrow. We share our concern and our compassion. We come together in love. We come to this place bringing our doubts and our faith. We come together as seekers. We sing and pray and listen. We speak and read and dream. We think and ponder and reflect. We cry and laugh and center. We mourn and celebrate and meditate. We strive for justice and for mercy. We come together in worship. I invite the Jones family forward to light the chalice.
Honoring Our Common Connection and Our Uniqueness by Adam Slate. We gather this morning as one community, a community united by common ideals: love, justice, diversity, freedom, mutual care, equity. Yet, look around.
Look at the faces of those around you. Each face represents an individual. Every one of us with our own story, needs, strengths, and faults. We light our chalice today, honoring our common connection, and also the uniqueness that lives within each of us.
So our opening hymn this morning we're going to do things a little bit different. We are going to try singing in a round with different parts. Don't worry, the kids will be section leaders. So we're going to be doing Rumi's Come, Come, Whoever You Are. It's number 188 in the gray hymnal. We're also going to be singing it with a counterpoint, which actually isn't in the hymnal, but it's okay. Nate's going to help you out. So we're going to break us up into, I was going to say the first 2 rows will be in the section with Nate. Our first 2 rows are a little bit empty. I'm wondering if we can say maybe up to Bill and Tim. Your guys' rows in the front 2 will be with Nate. You're going to be singing the counterpoint. Everyone else, if you are on this side of the sanctuary, you'll be singing with Gunnar and Steve up here. Everyone else on this side of the sanctuary will be with Michaela over here. So let's start with the counterpoint. I'm sorry we don't actually have it written down, but it's not that hard. Vows 1,000 times. You'll sing that through 2 times, as Nate will now demonstrate.
Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times.
So you'll sing like that, those 2 lines, and you will sing that over and over. So those 2 lines you will sing 6 times. Don't worry, Nate will have his hands up and he will put them down as you go, okay? You guys will start, and after you've sung those 2 lines once, then Gunnar's section will come in and they will sing the song. I'm going to have Kathy play the tune real quick so that you know how those lines go. Okay? So when everyone over here comes in with Gunnar and Steve, you will sing that 3 times. They will also let you know how many times to be doing it. Once Gunnar and Steve's section have done the first 2 lines, so the come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, then you guys will come in with Kayla, and you will also sing that 3 times. You guys will start at the beginning. All right, so if this goes well, our counterpoint section will start. You will sing 2 lines. Then Gunnar's section will come in. You will start. 2 lines later, you guys will start. And then at the end, our counterpoint section will end. Then Gunnar's section will have 2 more lines before they end. And then our last section will have 2 lines alone before you end. We are singing without music, so make sure you're listening or watching your section leaders. Just follow along and it'll probably be fine. Any questions? So, all set? I'm going to go ahead and let Nate start us out with the counterpoint.
Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, 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 they've 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 broken your vows 1,000 times.
Thank you for doing that, even though I forgot to ask you to stand.
Our hearts all hold so many joys and sorrows. Being a part of a community means we get to share those, so others can be lifted up with us in times of celebration, and also so that we have help bearing the weight when our burdens are heavy. During our music for meditation, all are invited to add your own small flame of love, of hope, of sorrow to the front candles. If you are at home, feel free to light your own flame or let these candles be for you. These collective flames acknowledge each week that though situations in our lives vary, our shared light provides a beacon to illuminate our path.
From Abraham Heschel. Prayer invites God to be present in our spirits and in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to a parched land, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, or rebuild a weakened will. This is the time for the sharing of joys and sorrows in the congregation. I'm going to start with joys. We offer congratulations to Rachel Harrison. She recently became engaged to herself as part of her process of entering self-marriage, often known as sologamy. We offer congratulations to Ross Lindsay for his graduation from ICC yesterday. We have a note from BJ and Terrence Lindsay. Proud parents, fair warning. We're proud of our son, Ross Lindsay. He graduated from Illinois Central College yesterday with an associate's degree in web systems with high honors in membership in Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Congratulations to Ross. We also have a note of encouragement for our youth and young adults. Let us continue to be representations of our UU principles and remind them of our covenant and all that we stand for. In our larger world, we offer our condolences and care to those impacted by the storms that swept through the Midwest over the weekend. Our sibling congregation in St. Louis, for example, is not able to meet in their building for their Youth Sunday today due to power outage and debris blocking the way. So many people died in these storms. So many people are hurt, and so much was lost. May the recovery crews and responders stay safe and be as successful as possible. And may the leaders have the wisdom to provide the financial and material support needed to recover and rebuild. Let us hold one more moment together. One more moment of being present to this time. In our circle, we have room for all the names, all the milestones, all the joys and sorrows that are among us. I want to add, this is a season of many finishings and graduations and new things beginning. Let us hold all of those in our hearts as well. Let us share one more moment in quiet. Amen, shalom, salam, and blessed be. And now I invite Lily Jones up for her message.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lily Jones, and I've been attending RE here at the UU Church of Peoria for most of my life. This year in coming of age, I've learned about a lot of factors that have contributed to who I am today. And although the likely main factor is family, the media I consumed as a child, namely books, deserves a lot of credit. So before we get to the story for today, I'd like to tell you about one of the books that was so foundational to me. My mom read me lots of books in elementary school. To Kill a Mockingbird, The Secret Garden, The Diary of Anne Frank, etc. But it was in 5th grade when I finally read The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Le Petit Prince introduced me to a new world of philosophy. It has mature themes and a beautiful childlike tone, and I instantly fell in love. The Little Prince taught me to see the world not just with my eyes, but with my heart. What is essential is invisible to the eye, the fox says. When you're a kid, you are taught that the things needed to live are simple: food, water, shelter, etc. But in hearing the fox say this, I came to understand how that is not quite correct, because what's equally essential is love and knowledge and compassion. The fox reminded me that value does not come just from being loud or seen. It comes from being kind, curious, and true. This book helped me believe in myself when I wasn't sure I should. It showed me that even if you feel small, you can be mighty. That your thoughts matter, that your voice, even if it trembles, deserves to be heard. Books do that. They give young people more than stories. They give them tools. They nurture imagination, resilience, and empathy. They let us dream not just of other worlds, but of better versions of this one. So to every young person, read widely, read bravely. Let stories shape you, stretch you, and remind you that you are never too small, too strange, or too quiet to matter. Because sometimes the ones who change the world are the ones who learn to love it first, through the pages of a book. Now I invite Marin to read today's story for all the ages.
My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss. Some days are yellow, some days are blue. On different days, I'm different too. You'd be surprised on how many ways I change on different colored days. On bright red days, how good it feels to be like a horse and kick my heels. On other days, I'm other things. On bright blue days, I flap my wings. Some days, of course, I feel sort of brown, then I feel slow and low down. Then come yellow days, and whee, I'm a busy, buzzy bee. Gray day, everything is gray. I watch, but nothing moves today. Then all of a sudden, I'm a circus seal. On my orange days, that's how I feel. Green days, deep, deep in the sea, cool and quiet fish, that's me. On purple days, I'm sad, I groan, I drag my tail, I walk alone. But when my days are happy pink, it's great to jump and just not to think. Then come my black days, mad and loud, I howl, I growl at every cloud. Then comes a mixed up day, and wham, I don't know who or what I am. But it all turns out all right, you see, because of all my feelings are what make me me. I wonder how everyone else is feeling today and what color they think best represents their day as it is right now. Now I invite any of our younger friends who need to release their wiggles to join the adult volunteers in the religious education. But remember, everyone who would like to stay is welcome to stay for this service.
Once upon a time, most folks used the offering plate to fulfill their pledges of financial support. But nowadays, lots of folks click on their church websites or set up automatic transfers from their checking accounts. Still, some write a monthly check, paying their church bill along with all the others. But passing the offering plate was never just a practical exercise. It has always been a ritual. Even if your pledge is paid up, it's worthwhile for you to bring $1 to drop in the plate as a ritual reminder of the form of love that we call generosity. Let it be a reminder that after meeting our obligations to ourselves and our households and the communities to which we belong and are committed, we must still keep our capacity to give. The practice of giving until it is second nature and first response helps bring forth the realm of love. We also send a portion of what we receive back out into the world. This May, our Share the Plate recipient is the Peoria branch of the NAACP. It was formed to ensure that African Americans and other marginalized people would have the same rights afforded to white Americans. Founded in 1915, the Peoria branch of the NAACP works for equity and justice in all aspects of life, in voting, in education, housing, employment, and the judicial system. Our practice for Share the Plate is that half of the undesignated collection goes to the church and half goes to the named agency. Please use the envelope to make your offering and indicate its use. See the QR code in the order of service if you'd like to make your donation online today. I invite the ushers forward to begin passing the plates, and you are all invited to participate in the blessing of giving.
I would like you to open up your teal book to 1021 for Lean on Me. Please rise and body your spirit.
think that was a good choice by the youth. So before we have our final 3 messages, I'd like to say how proud I am of the senior high group for their work on today's service and their willingness to put themselves out there. As I told them at the beginning of the coming of age class, the hard part of being a UU is you don't get given a right answer about who you should be or how you should be. But the good part about being a UU is that whatever you decide the answer is for you, it's the right answer. These guys have been working toward that answer for themselves, and I'm grateful for the chance to learn with them and from them. So now we'll have our last messages, and I invite Nate Price up.
Good morning. So at first I wasn't really going to write anything because no one had really asked me to, until my mom walked up to me while I was in my room and asked me to say a few words. And I said, why not? Because I've had a lot of experiences with Unitarian Universalism, especially with my designation as a minister's kid. But mostly I wanted to talk about a certain summer that I can easily say was one of the best in my life yet. Now, I had just finished the 8th grade, and I was going to high school in the next year. So there's a lot of change in my life already happening. And this summer was just going to, frankly, it was just going to add on to that. Because instead of our normal vacation plans where we would just fly up to Massachusetts to meet our family, we decided that we were going to go on a big road trip up to Massachusetts. And along this road trip, we would go to General Assembly, which effectively is like Comic-Con for UUs. It's the best way I can put it. And I've been at a GA plenty of times before, but this time I got to join the senior youth group after some complications, of course, due to my age. It was a weird area. And I'm very glad I got to, because by the second day that I was part of the group, I had already connected with 2 people there. And it was a connection that you only really get with a few people. And I'm very glad that I got to spend the time there, as me and these 2 people, we would like constantly be hanging out with each other in the youth room, walking the halls of the big convention center, going out to the city of Pittsburgh to eat pizza one time, or just hanging out in the back of the big hall where all the adults talked about Article 2, because that was a big thing then. They talked about things, but we didn't really listen that much because we would just play Go Fish and talk about our lives back in our churches. That GA was definitely, it stands out to me as my most favorite GA, because all my other experiences at GA were more like just kind of being shuttled into a room with a bunch of colorful blocks. But this time I got to make some genuine connections, and I'm very glad for that. Now, the rest of the vacation also went very smoothly as we drove up to Massachusetts to meet the rest of our extended family. And me and my sister would hang out with our cousins, listen to our grandpa and Grammys tell us fun stories. And eventually on July 4th, we would watch the fireworks with everyone and cough from all the smoke blowing in our faces. Late in the night, after all the festivities would die down, we would travel to our next location, Ferry Beach. Ferry Beach, which, in case you don't know, is a very historical Unitarian Universalist, if you didn't guess that already, conference center / camp in southern Maine that's existed for, I believe, over a century at this point. And I had already been going there for years since I was in kindergarten. And every year that I've went there, I've loved it more and more. But this year, I actually got to join the senior youth here too, which was a big deal. As every summer I would come here, I would see the older kids and think, oh, wow, they're so cool and mature. And getting to be part of the older kids was a big deal for me, because I got to hang out with those kids I looked up to. And every day at Ferry Beach was an adventure in its own, especially at around 8 o'clock when the 2 youth groups, the junior and the senior youth, would go to their individual hangout areas, and we would hang out for about 2 hours playing various games, all sorts of stuff. We did sitting volleyball once with the junior youths. We did improv nights. We did scary stories. Ask anyone there, they'll tell you I was amazing. And we would do whatever other activities we had planned for that night. And it was truly amazing, especially after after the official youth meeting, the senior youth would go to the lunch hall porch and just talk with each other. Maybe some of the group would split up eventually, and some would walk down to the beach while others go to the grove. And overall, that is really where everyone in the senior youth group really connected. Just hanging out by themselves in the middle of the night, technically when we should have been in bed. Eventually, though, some people's parents would tell the kids that they had to go back to bed. Every day of that week, spending time around the amazing people who I can easily call some of my greatest friends, all the way up to bridging in that week and watching some of those amazing people move on from youth group, like I will one day, easily made me some of the most emotional I think I have ever been, even to this day. I am glad I have had these experiences. I wouldn't have had them without being Unitarian Universalists, and of course, my parents being the wonderful ministers they are. That is why I'm glad to be part of this congregation and to be talking here in front of you all. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. My name is Marin, and I've been attending RE for about 3 years now. My first introduction to this church was a sleepover with a very good friend of mine, where she asked me if I wanted to come to her church. I was at first very skeptical because to me, church was just a boring thing where you sat and listened to a ton of grown-ups talk about, I don't know, I didn't pay attention. But then I came here, and it was probably one of the most amazing church experiences I've ever had. There were little drawing pads, and you weren't expected to act a certain way and be all, serious and all that. Well, obviously serious, but it was really awesome. And later, I had been asked to do a program thing called OWL, which is where you talk about coming of age and all that stuff. And it was a very hard time in my life, and I really, really, really enjoyed and thrived from getting to meet up with my friend every week. And I made new friends. I really, really like this community, and of course, coffee hour. I've come to learn so many things about so many different faiths and people, and how we can all coexist together. I've truly come to feel like I fit into this community, and I've learned so much from all the amazing teachers. I'm so happy to call myself a member of the UU Church.
Good morning. The theme of the service was about how experiences throughout our whole lives have transitioned, how we have transitioned from a kid to a young adult. My experiences in school definitely were not the best. I made a lot of stupid choices. I hung out with the wrong crowd. I missed so much school, I almost didn't graduate. Early senior year, I lost my therapist that I had known since middle school. She had passed on. I talked to her about everything. She would always listen to me and give me advice. When I was having issues with my friends, she would give me advice on how to help people instead of hurting myself. After she was gone, I became a shell of myself. It took time to move on from that. It still hurts to talk about it, but it is an experience that shaped me and made me realize who I am because of her and because of my friends and family. After high school, I ended up blocking everyone I knew because I thought, it's done now. I don't want to talk to these people anymore. They ruined my life. Looking back Now, after a couple years, I realized, yes, they were bad people, but we did have good times. Growing up can definitely be a challenging thing because throughout all of school, I was always told, once you graduate, things will be easier for you. It was supposed to be easy to find a good job, to get a place to live, create your own adventure. At least that's what I was told. But after graduating, nothing was easy. Was I supposed to go find a new job? Was I supposed to move out immediately? I was afraid to grow up. I'm the youngest in my family. I'm not the smartest, and I have so many learning disabilities. And after losing my therapist, it felt like no one cared. I had so many questions that high school didn't answer, and no one was there to tell me what to do. It took some time to accept the fact I was still learning new things every day and figuring out who my trusted friends were and who I can't trust. I'm still finding myself, or I was finding myself, even though I had no clue who I was supposed to be. I took plenty of time to realize what I liked and what I was supposed to do with my life and who I was supposed to be. Now that I'm 21 and have been graduated for a few years, I'm happy with the choices I've made. Though if you asked me a few years ago, I would have told you something very different. I made stupid choices, but eventually I did realize I was supposed to be who I am, and I'm still learning. But now I have a bit more confidence. I've finally moved out by myself. I have a good job and plenty of friends. Lost my place. But getting here was definitely not easy. I can see what good came of school and everything that happened to me, even though when it was happening, it felt like the end of the world. I had to figure out how to cope with all the new things that happened in my life. One thing I found that helped me cope a lot with the change is music. I have always loved it. In high school, I was in choir, but I made a stupid choice and got kicked out. And after that, I could barely listen to songs I liked anymore. But now I can accept that music has always been a part of me and has helped me a lot. What I have learned from my life experiences is that transitioning from high school to a young adult is not always the easiest, especially for you or your parents. There will be arguments because you'll think, oh, I'm an adult now, I can do as I please. Where your parents will still see you as a little kid. That will never change. I can stand up here and rattle on about my own experiences, but everyone has had a different experience. The one thing we all have in common is we are still learning no matter how old we get. We will never stop learning new things. So accept the change in your life. It is not something to be afraid of. You can create your own adventure as you get older, even if it's not what you expected.
Wow. Thank you all so much for sharing your thoughts and your dreams with us today. We are truly blessed to be able to hear from each of you. Before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank those who have helped make today possible. I'd like to start with the loving adults who have helped nurture these soon-to-be young adults on their way. I'd like to thank those caring adults for trusting us to walk alongside them these past many years. I would also like to share my gratitude for the dedicated volunteers. Lindy Peterson has spent most Sundays this past church year with this lively bunch of kiddos. Steve Fairbanks has put in many, many Sundays with the youth, adding his own unique twist and fun along the way. And there's many others who help nurture the youth of our congregation. Next, I'd like to thank in advance all of the adults of this congregation, for it is up to all of us to welcome these youth into our community as their roots take the soil and grow strong. I know we can do it, and I appreciate you for welcoming them. We are here today to recognize the completion of a year-long coming-of-age study. Throughout the past 9 months, these youth have built bonds of friendship, pondered big questions, and hopefully discovered a little bit more of their personal truths. As a part of that study, they started most Sundays sifting through a collection of quotes on their table. A veritable smorgasbord of wisdom, and it became a favorite activity through the year. So later, when I call each of the youth forward, they will share a favorite quote with you. Already today, we have heard how their stories from childhood have shaped who they are today. We have heard how this faith that they have been raised in has held them as they've grown. We've heard about how their experiences here at our church has helped them define their beliefs. And we've heard how they acknowledge that they are always transforming and always growing. In just a moment, I will call each of them up and present them with a gift, a flaming chalice necklace. May this symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith serve as a reminder of the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope that our faith can be. May it serve you in these ways now and always throughout your life. Right. Nate Price, please come forward. Nate, I love your intensity about the things you enjoy doing, the way that you respond always with your whole self. Gunnar Anderson. Gunnar, I love the playfulness you bring to any situation. You are always ready to be silly. Lily Jones. Lily, I love the passion that you bring for what you believe in and your desire to fight for justice. You will not let things go that should not be let go. Marion Teese. Marin, I love your critical thinking. You are always ready to look deep into the layers of any situation. And Rocky Kuzak. Rocky, we're just getting to know one another, but I love how you have embraced this community as your own, and I hope you feel the hug we're giving you back. And Michaela Thomas. Michaela, I have loved watching you become the young person that you are. Your leadership skills and community building skills are strong, and we benefit from them. Thank you. Oh, shoot.
Those who follow in the crowd usually get lost in it. Rick Warren.
Not all those who wander are lost by J.R.R. Tolkien.
You laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at you because you're all the same. Jonathan Davis.
The reward for conformity is that everybody likes you except yourself. The path of awakening is not about becoming who you are. Rather, it is about unbecoming who you are not. Albert Schweitzer.
I don't want your love and light if it doesn't come with solidarity and action. I have no interest in passive empathy. Rachel Cargo.
It is with great love that I present to you the Universalist Unitarian Church of Peoria Coming of Age Class of 2025. Please join me in welcoming them with a hearty round of applause.
Now for our closing hymn. Let us sing what we have selected as a favorite. Please rise in body or spirit and sing the hymn number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home. We don't have one. We should know it.
It is our work shared with each other in convent that creates and sustains our beloved community. We extinguish this chalice, but its light gives on in the directions we have chosen today. The light of this faith lives on in us, together in our hearts, minds, bodies, and spirits. Amen, and blessed be.
We are never complete. We are never finished. We are always yet to be. May we always allow others to be and help and enable each other to grow toward all that we are capable of becoming. May it be so.